Play takes place in what is this sort of lobby dining area of the Garnet Lodge. So we have unity of place over a period of an evening.
Yeah.
So it takes place over time.
Completely over an evening.
Yeah, so if you put an intermission in there, you would lose the effect of real time. So once the train leaves the station, there's no getting off and there's no escape. Yeah, that, make sure that you cut that and have that.
Oh, he's a train. What do you think is going to make or break this play in terms of, is there certain specific element that you're working towards, or a certain...
Brilliance.
Brilliance.
Always brilliance. Perfection.
And modesty too, right?
I gave up on that.
He is too good for modesty. I think, after actually running the run-through and then got to kind of feel what it was all like together without being able to stop it, because you never know where you are, because you can always sort of pull out, should I go here, here, there? When we ran it, we were really able to, at least I was, I'm not going to put words in these guys' mouth, but I was able to feel where I was feeling more truthful and where there may have been times where the play languished a little bit, and you sort of feel a little antsiness to it. So over the last couple of days, we've really been just going back in and really being specific with the moments. I think because there's only 3 characters and there's not anybody else in the play, the focus is so singular on what these 3 guys are doing that everyone's got to really find the intensity of their own moment and live that. And coexisting with these guys with different accents, with different socioeconomic status, and all keeping that in mind while taking this journey. I think if we all do that, then it's going to be an awesome show.
Where are you guys all based out of? Because that's the other thing that I noticed. You guys are any of you guys based in the Bay Area, or you're all flying in from different locations?
Actually, Dwight and I live, he lives over in Oakland and I live over in Marin.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the locals.
LA, I'm Los Angeles.
Oh, okay, not too bad. Just all sort of West Coast.
You can call him Mr.
We call it the I-5 repertory.
Yeah, all the theaters up and down I-5.
Okay.
It's literally, they call it I-5 rep. Seattle, Portland, all the way, Bay Area, all the way down.
So you just work that sort of.
If you can, if you
if
you can work that, you don't have to really pretty much leave that I-5, if you know enough of the theaters. I mean, I go to places, Arkansas, and Orlando, and Arizona, and Utah, so I work that way. But, there's enough work on I-5 if you get it. You can make a living. Yeah, you can do it.
When did you decide to get into this, this profession?
Back in the last century.
In 2 sentences, or no, just joking.
It was right after the freeing of the slaves.
No, I did a lot of theater in New York. I was born and raised in New York, and I did a lot of theater in high school, and then I did a lot more in college, and then I spent 2 years at an acting school in New York, and then I did a tremendous amount of theater in New York before I moved out here. So I've been doing it for 30 some odd years, so it's just, that's who I am. It's my life at this point.
And theater, no veering into television or any?
Oh, he's done tons of movie and TV.
I do whatever anyone pays me to do.
My hero. He means that, too.
Great.
I wasn't lying?
So Dwayne, it seems like you also subscribe to how did you start, or how long have you been doing this?
He's the young pup.
I am
he's the baby.
Used to be referred to as young. If 30 is the new 20, then I'm 20.
Yeah.
I guess I started off, my dad was an actor in the Bay Area for a while.
You just found out?
We didn't know. We haven't talked about.
We don't really talk when the play's not going on. He took me to this one show when I was a child, and he played this really crazy character with Zoom-Man and the Sign. And I remember being truly scared that I would have to go home with him because I wasn't getting it. I just thought that, this play was happening, and now my dad was a murderer. And I was scared of him afterwards. But then afterwards, he explained it to me, and I was like, oh, you get to do that for a living? He was like, yeah. I was like, But then many years passed. And then I just decided, I just did the plays in high school and that whole bit, and then went to acting school in New York.
I have authority issues, and and I got kicked. I got kicked off a sports team for getting in a fight with another kid's father, and so I had some time to kill. So at the same time that this happened, because I had to take enough credits to graduate in high school, at the same time that this happened, my English class went to a student matinee. So I'm always good for the student matinees because I was inspired by one. I went and saw a production of The Glass Menagerie at Arizona Theater Company in Tucson, and that's where I grew up, and I was living in Tucson. And I had somewhat of a dysfunctional, twisted, kind of broken kind of home life, but I didn't understand at that time that I was not the only one that had that. And when I went to the theater, and the character of Tom in that play comes out onto the fire escape and lights a cigarette and talks about his issues, I finally, for the first time in my life, understood that I wasn't alone. That all of a sudden, this huge door had opened for me, that I wasn't flying solo in the ugliness of parts of my childhood. And for someone to give me that gift of now self-confidence and self-worth, and that, oh my gosh, could be my story. I decided literally in the parking lot on the way to the bus that day that if I could share the gift that I had just been given, it was that profound for me. If I could share that gift, if I somehow had the ability to do that, then that's what I was going to do. Hopefully, over the course of how many student matinees I've ever done, there's been one kid that went, wow, that's what I want to do, because he had the same kind of moment that I had. So that's why I do it.
I think with live theater, more than any other medium, you really get that audience connection.
Absolutely.
And every night's different. It's not like watching television or films where it's the same thing being projected over and over again. I think there's that dialogue, as you felt when you saw that matinee that day.
Yeah.
Kirsten, these guys all had interesting stories. Now what's yours?
I had a very supportive mom who encouraged me to continue to write when I was young. And I used to write scripts for my dolls. Yes, I did. I had dolls. Isn't that cute?
It's adorable.
And I would get very angry with my younger sister because she couldn't read when she wouldn't act them the way I wanted the dolls to act. So I was kind of directing at a very early age. And my mom, I would also get into a lot of mischief. So my mom felt it was important to send me to like summer school programs, mostly theater and art. And then I saw a production of Evita, and in the production of Evita, these guys come marching out, and one guy's mustache started kind of came off undone, and I realized I was having a Brechtian moment. And, well, I didn't, at the time, couldn't articulate that it was a Brechtian moment, but I went, wow, oh, so he played the other guy, and then I started figuring out that there's a thing called doubling. And then I started looking around at the scenery and everything, went, I get it now. And so I sort of had done theater since I can remember.
Any last words before?
Come see the show. It's really good.
I was counting on you to say that.
And it is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah, there's some
Funny
humor
and
in
gripping.
it.
Gripping,
It's
gripping.
and funny and
I've never done this.
engaging.
Oh, God.
I guarantee you will jump out of your seats crying, and the more athletic of you will do backflips. I guarantee it. That's how good it's going to be.
There you go. So thanks for all your time and spending this couple of your time here to chat with us after
You
your
bet.
rehearsals.
You bet.
And good luck, and looking forward to seeing the show.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thanks.
Thanks.
People in the other play, if they ever see this video, like, he just called us chimps, man.
That's true. That's
Yeah,
true.
that was good. I'll definitely.
You'll
have
be
to-
getting calls, Dwight.
You'd think so, but these chimps, they don't watch a lot of, they don't use a lot of technology, so I feel pretty safe. Just a lot of feces flinging. What? They're everyday chimps. It's,
Oh, man. You gotta get that.
Oh, I'm rolling. I've been rolling the whole time.
chimps.
Let's
So
keep
he'll have
rolling.
the
This is all the
sound-
good
He'll have the sound
blooper.
background of feces flinging good. Real mature. People are going to come see this.
Okay, let's do this again.
No, don't do the whole intro. Just start with the names. We're here with.
I need a drink. No.
Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, my biggest thing is remembering people's names. The latest production, Groundswell. I'm here with Scott, Peter.
That's why it's going to be 45 minutes.
Just start with the names.